Okay, Golden Eagles, here's what we're going to be doing. Here's how we're going to run our field setup. We have a game coming up on Tuesday. So I want you guys to keep this in mind. We're going to run 3 forwards. We're going to run a left forward, center forward, and a right forward. We're going to run a midfielder. We're going to run a left D and a right D goalie. That's how our formation is going to be. What I want you to think about when we have the ball, very first thing, I have 2 things I always want you thinking about. We've talked about it before. It's find the open man, right? Find the open space. Those are the 2 things I want you to constantly be thinking about it when you're on the field. But I want to show you what I feel or what I see happening when we have the ball first. So in this animation, you'll see we're going to push up. Number 1 has the ball. We're going to push forward. Everybody's going to push forward a little bit. I want you guys to notice that even in the time when we have the ball and we're pushing forward, only keep a line. So we have a line here. That's kind of where our defensive are. We have a line here at center. We have another line here. That's our offsides line. We have to be careful about that we can't enter in that before the ball. Can't be behind somebody on that one. So we got to be careful about that line. You look at this. So here we are pushing forward. We have all of our defensemen are going to push forward even when we get that ball in deep. Now, they're not going to be too far forward. We want to still stay back, but at least center field, at least midfield, midfield. Make sure that you're all the way pushing up at least to that center field point or that midfield point. Next, I want you guys to think about when you have the ball. So let's run this animation a little bit. So now when we have the ball, one has an option. One can push the ball forward down the line, or it could be pushing the ball up to like a pass to number 2. Let's pretend one holds on to the ball. That's probably what's going to happen more often, but I want you guys to be thinking when you have the ball, be looking for teammates that are open, because your teammate right here is open. So if we watch this again, if we watch this frame, our teammate's open. They're all down here. We've got a guy open here. We also have 4 open too. We can push it back to 4. That's not a bad thing. 3's wide open, but trying to make a pass all the way through 6 players probably is not going to happen. If we keep going through, now this next one is a little more complicated. Oh, that gets scary looking, but just watch. So here we're pushing that ball down the line. That's what we talked about. We're going to push that ball down the line. We're keeping the ball to the outside. It's not going to come back the other way very quickly. We have all our defensemen back. We're in good shape. Number 2 is moving down towards the ball a little bit, but still finding what? The open space. That's right. So if we finish out this frame, we'll watch it again. 1's pushing down. At the end there, that's where we're at. All right, this next frame, this is where 1's going to push the ball down. But 1 had some options once again. 1 could have taken the ball up through this way, maybe made a shot towards net, but that's pretty far away. So maybe a dribble up through in between the 2 defenders. Could have also, once again, passed it back. Now, once again, you'll notice our defenders are now kind of leaning more towards the ball side. What I don't want is this defender that's opposite of the ball side. So if I have the field in 4 different sections, 1 going down the middle and 1 going down from up and down, I don't want 5 too far down. So whoever in this scenario is my right defenseman, yeah, you're across midfield, but you're not going down too far. We'll play this one through. Now, once again, 1 has the ball here deep. Listen, there's all kinds of good things that can happen right here. The worst thing that can happen is a turnover. That's the worst, but that's not the end of the world because you have the people back here to support you. Now, 1 could find a passing lane up here where 2 would be moving into that spot. So if we watch this, I think if you watch here, 2's going to move into that spot. Now, notice these guys, oh gosh. Notice on this play here, oh no, that's not what I want to do. Notice on this play here how all of their defensemen are kind of collapsing down towards the ball. That's what we are going to end up doing on accident, but we're trying to think about that, right? So they have a lot of people down here. So 1 could take a shot towards net. find an open lane, maybe finding 2 here, then 2 could find maybe 3. So once again, 3's been kind of lingering out up here just to make sure that there's space. 3 found the open space. That's what I want you guys to be thinking about. So 3's there if there is a shot on net and there's a rebound. 3 is right there for a rebound. Or if there's a pass all the way across, for some reason, if we can get a pass all the way through, 3 is there on the backside, and nobody's covering 3 for a pretty easy goal. So keep that in mind when we're doing this. Here's our corner kick scenario. We've kicked it over, or the other team has kicked it past their goal line. It's out of bounds. We now get a corner kick off, given to us. Here's what I want you guys doing. Here's our formation. I want one of our forwards, usually a forward with a big leg. You guys will have to pick up who that is. I'll probably say something from the sideline. Somebody with a big leg. We need somebody that can kick the ball, and really we want to get that ball kind of up in here. But it also kind of depends on how we're playing defense, or how they're playing defense, and what we see open, because we want to find open man, find open space. But I want you guys to notice a couple things. If you're on defense, I kind of want you halfway between the offside line and the midfield line, okay? So I want you kind of halfway between. I want one of the defensemen kind of down towards the ball side. So if we're kicking, I also don't want a defenseman, don't want this defenseman down here. I want that defenseman up higher, making sure that nothing happens to like spit out. Like if the ball spits all the way out up here, I don't want a defenseman down here where they have all access to the ball and then we're all running back. It would be great to have a defenseman a little bit higher on the field, or a little bit further right on the field. If I'm saying right, I'm thinking like, hey, I'm looking at it. Oh, you guys got to look at it this way, but like I'm looking at it, the top side of the field on the screen is the right side of the field, all in reference to coming from our goalie. But I really don't want this player too far outside of this area. What I would love to see for a corner kick is I would love for a corner kick to kind of land in this area. If we can get it, if we can get it to pop all the way through, that's the best case scenario. But a big kick that can kind of get that ball all the way through, right along the goal line, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet from the goalie, that can just pop through, where either 2 will have a good shot at it or 3 will have a good shot at it. If something were to happen and 4 gets this ball, our midfield player has a good chance to get that ball back. Now listen, 1 is not to be sitting there admiring his work after he kicks the ball. I want 1 to then immediately get into the play. As soon as he can, get back into the play. So if that's the ball's up here, we need 1 not to be sitting down here going, oh, look at what a great kick I had. I need you back into the play. Something to be thinking about. Lastly, I want you guys to be thinking about throw-in plays. Just something that I want you guys looking at when we're actually doing these throw-ins. I always want this ball really to go up this line, okay? I want it behind defensemen. I want to get it moving pretty quick. As soon as we can get a good chance to pick up the ball and get it thrown in, don't wait. I need a body here up the field. So if this is, let me draw an arrow. If we're going this way, right, which is what we've been doing the whole time, I want that ball up the field as quickly as we possibly can. I want to make sure that we're moving it up. And like I said with the corner kick, once you get that ball in the field, I want you chasing after a ball and finding what? Open space. So 2 has the ball and can push it up, and all of these guys are trying to rush back to get back in time. We have support for the person with the ball to find passing lanes. Be a passing lane right here, and then 3 could be up here on the backside. So just be thinking about that as we throw the ball in, that you get find that open space, get behind the defenseman. I want to always push that ball up.